there. We want to bring in Massachusetts Representative Katherine Clark now, joining me by phone. You're standing just right off the House floor. Can you tell me what's going on?
We have a tremendous gathering of Democratic members who are in the well of the floor. The Republicans have cut off the mics and the C-SPAN feed that we usually have, but members are taking turns coming to the podium, addressing the gallery and ourselves to speak out about why we're here, why we're demanding action. And it's for the tens of thousands of lives that we lose in this country to gun violence. Well, and what we're asking for is a vote.
Oh, that's, Nancy Pelosi came out and gave a speech right outside the House chambers just a short time ago saying that 150 people have died from gun violence just since Orlando happened. Can you tell me what the message will be today?
The message is that it is this Congress, we are demanding no more silence. That's the only action we take. And our moments of silence to honor those who have been killed by gun violence should be the beginning of action. But in this Congress, we don't ever act. We just hold these moments of silence. So today we're saying we are going to sit in the well of the House. We will disrupt business until we get a vote. That's what we're asking for. It's a clear, simple message. Let's have the debate. Let's have a vote. I think the American people understand that this is about protecting our families and that we can protect our constitutional rights and put into place common sense safeguards to help prevent and curb gun violence.
You know, we've been monitoring social media, Representative Clark, and Paul Ryan just sent out about 10 minutes or so ago a new tweet that does not have to do with this situation. It's my understanding he hasn't reached out to anybody in the House at this point in time. Are you surprised by that with some of the momentum now happening there?
I am not surprised, unfortunately, but I continue to be disappointed. Whatever side of this issue you're on, let's have a vote on these two common sense proposals, universal background checks, and that if you are on a terrorist watch list, you shouldn't be allowed to buy a gun. Those are so practical and just a beginning of trying to stem this tide of violence. And for the Speaker to not even engage us in discussions of what we could possibly put on the floor, what schedule he might consider. We have just seen Kevin McCarthy come onto the floor in the last few minutes. We don't know if that's a sign that they are about to make some decision about what to do, but we are definitely keeping an eye on it.
You know, this came together. We're watching some video here of Georgia Representative John Lewis. He's been leading the sit-in on the floor so far today, and really pushing Republicans to address gun violence, as you've been talking about. He put out a letter to House Speaker Paul Ryan demanding that he keep the House in session through its planned recess to debate and vote on gun control legislation. What is the symbolism in seeing some of these pictures of Representative Lewis on the floor?
You know, when I first thought of doing something in the wake of Orlando to wake up the House to this crisis that is just the cause of such grief across our country, I went to John Lewis because he is the conscience of the Congress. He is the person who is our bridge to history and the civil rights, and he understands the connection between not speaking out, that we become complicit in this obstruction of this legislation. So one of the important pieces of John being present, John being the one to lead and make the request to bring us to the House floor, is that he is so iconic that his mere presence and his leadership sends such a strong message that we hope even this Republican leadership will not be able to deny giving us a vote.
All right, Representative Katherine Clark from Massachusetts, thank you so much for being on the phone with us. I'm sure we'll continue to check in with you throughout the day because it sounds like you and other members of the House are prepared to stay there through Friday to make sure your message is heard. So we'll keep checking in with you there. Thank you.